What's going on YouTube? This is K93 here with the video tutorial for the Inverse Sonic. Now, aside from the Twisted Sonic Multiple Bust, this has to be one of the most requested tricks, so I decided why not satisfy you guys now and do this tutorial. It's rather simple, in my opinion, though you guys probably beg to differ, but the Inverse Sonic, if you guys don't know the word inverse, it's a modifier for pen spinning, meaning that the trick is done on the other side of the fingers or the other side of the hand. So you guys should pretty much know the basic Sonic, which is that. And you'll notice that the thing about the Sonic is that it goes behind the middle finger, like this. Okay? And inverse means on the other side of the finger, so that means the Sonic has to be done in front of the middle finger. Now this is pretty hard because we've all been practicing Sonic since pretty much our first week or so of pen spinning. So we're kind of used to this motion of sticking our middle fingers forward or upward in terms of in relation to these other fingers here, and just catching it like that. However, the inverse Sonic takes a little bit of learning. There's not much of a learning curve, but once you get the principle down and once you kind of understand how it works, then it's actually pretty simple. So before I start, the inverse Sonic palm up or palm sideways looks like this. And palm down, it looks like this. So just to start, if you guys want to practice and do it kind of the cheap and fake way that I do it, this is a lot easier, but it is, like I said, not the real way. You want to do a charge motion first, and instead of catching it and letting it fall through for the last like quarter of a revolution, you want to then kind of, as it's swinging around, you want to bring your index finger down and pull your middle finger out at the same time. So it looks like this. And that is pretty simple to do. After you do this part, just let the momentum carry it through and then let it do that last part of the swing, and then you technically have a charge to inverse Sonic. Now, of course, we want to eliminate that initial charge because that's not how the trick is done, and it just doesn't, sometimes it won't look as smooth in your combos if you just eliminated that and just did the normal inverse Sonic. So to eliminate this, we need to practice, obviously. And any of you guys asking, how can I do this better? My fingers won't work. Practice is always key in any pen spinning trick, regardless of how easy or hard it may be. But in any case, if you guys will notice, the pen in my hands starts here. This is like if I'm doing a single inverse Sonic, like I'm showing you guys now, this is where I start. You'll notice that when I said do the charge, I said you stop a quarter of a revolution before you get to catching it. And that's right here. That's pretty much the same position I started in, minus the fact that, yeah, actually it is, because I just have to go like this, and then it's back into where I started. See, kind of like that, and then like that. They start in the exact same, normal inverse Sonic starts in the same position as that charge ends when I told you to, switch your fingers like that. So you should be able to eliminate that initial charge, but that's the tricky part, of course. And let me explain why. When you guys are used to doing the Sonic, look at this end of the pen. You have, okay, you do a quarter revolution, and then you do like another quarter, which is a half, and they do you do a little bit more than half of a revolution of a charge, and then you pull your middle finger forward in relation to the other fingers, pinch in like that, and then continue on like that. The inverse Sonic, however, you move your fingers starting immediately after you release the pen. And if you're holding it like this, I suggest you hold it like this if you're just learning. Release your thumb if you're holding like that, or you just hold it like this, and then instead of using your if you're doing the charge, you would use your ring finger to produce that circular motion. Instead, use your index finger. You'll notice that you hold it like kind of like a Twisted Sonic, and you would do that motion, but instead of using your ring finger to produce the primary or at least all of the motion, you want to use a little bit, just a little bit of your index finger, not a lot, because you still do need to have that motion started with your ring finger, but you also help it along with your index finger. And as you progress and learn this trick more, you'll learn that you don't actually need your index finger to push down on it. You're just doing that so it's a lot easier for when you're at this point in the trick. If you did a freeze frame of the trick, you're eventually at this point sometime. So if you trace back, rewind in slow motion, do you see where your index finger ends up? When you go like this is like me guiding the pen. Did you see that? Now, So you don't necessarily have to push down, but it does make, holding the pen at this position a lot easier. And when you first release the pen, you bring your index finger down, and then right then and there, you're already starting to get into the trick. So again, don't do the circular motion. You want to immediately, right away, start to, when you release the pen, move your middle finger back, but then to keep the pen from falling, like if you just want like this and then move your finger back, it'll fall. You want to push down with your index finger just a little bit. And then at this point in time, the pen will just swing for momentum. And you want to make sure you have your middle finger bent back far enough so that you don't do what you just saw, as in the pen bumps into your middle finger like that. That's no good. So you want to make sure that you have enough momentum to swing forward, but you also want to make sure that you're fast enough and that your middle finger can bend back enough to do that. If you guys don't understand, look at the slow-mo that I'll be posting near the beginning and at the end of this video so you can understand. But hopefully the majority of you guys understand that. You can just release the pen right away and then immediately pull your middle finger back, pull your index finger forward, and then from this point, the catch is pretty easy. You just let the pen swing by your middle finger, this part, and then go into the 1-2 slot, and then have the momentum carry the pen the rest of the way to this final position. Like that. That's just palm up or palm side, and then palm down, looks like that. So that is pretty much my tutorial on how to do the inverse sonic. Unfortunately, I don't know any other thing that can make it easier, but again, just practice the thing with the charge first, and then when you feel ready, like you do the charge, and then do that. But when you're ready, try to eliminate that charge in the beginning, and then just immediately from the moment you release the pen, start moving your fingers so that you can do that. And I know it's a little bit challenging, but you can definitely do it. It is even, I think it's possible to do it in the lower finger slot, like doing it like this. It's just a lot more difficult. But once you learn it on these upper fingers, you can definitely transfer it down to the other fingers like that. So that is my video tutorial on how to do the inverse sonic. I hope it helped you guys a lot. If you haven't already, feel free to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next pen spinning tutorial.